Flexing and finessing, flexing and finessing. Ain't got no time for stressing, I'm just flexing and finessing.
Okay, now big dollars.
Hey guys, I'm Iggy Azalea. Keep it locked on That Grape Juice.
Tell us a little bit about how you broke into the industry.
How I kind of got my start in the industry was really with my mixtape Ignorant Art, which I put out in 2011, which sounds so long ago now. And Perez Hilton, who has a blog, saw my video and posted it, and then afterwards so did everybody else in the world seemingly, and things kind of snowballed from there, and that's how I began.
Okay, and despite not yet having an album, I know you're working on it and there's a lot of buzz for the album. A lot of people are talking about you, Iggy. How could Iggy explain the Iggy phenomenon?
I don't know, I can't really explain the Iggy phenomenon. It doesn't feel like one to me. It just feels like me. I just live my day-to-day life. I don't know when people are talking about me. My ears don't ring. You know what I mean? I'm not there to really witness it. The only time I suppose I witness it is when I do live shows, and then all of a sudden there's people there, but that makes sense to me. If I have a show that people should come, I never imagine that I'm walking down the street or eating cereal and someone's talking about me.
Okay, so musically speaking, why do you think people have gravitated towards you then, on a musical front?
I mean, musically speaking, obviously because I'm awesome. No, I don't know. I just, you know what I think? I think there's so many rappers and so many cool places that you can be from in hip hop. Or I've heard so many songs about Brooklyn, or last year it was so cool to be from Harlem. LA's making a comeback. Atlanta is the city, and you see these kind of phases and cycles in rap with personas and places like this, and I think small towns or kind of oddball places or misfit people, it's never really celebrated in rap, and we never really have that person that can be the mascot for that. And when you sit back and think about it, there are more people from the middle of nowhere than there are from Brooklyn or Compton or LA or any of these places. So I suppose, to me, that's how I would explain the interest in the phenomenon. It's all those people that see somebody that makes them feel like they have a place too in this, or that they could do it as well, and that want to sing a song about being from the middle of nowhere and feel like they identify with that, because I can still sing the words to Jay-Z, Brooklyn we go hard, and I love it for different reasons, but I'm not from Brooklyn. I'm from the country, and I think it's really that.
Okay. There's a lot of buzz going around about your signing with Grand Hustle. Tell us a little bit how that came about and what your relationship was like with T.I.
T.I. is my really good friend. That's how I would describe my relationship with T.I. He's someone I look up to, and he's somebody that really taught me a lot in the last year about rap and how to be better, how to be a better writer, and how to navigate the industry better and the pitfalls and things like that. And I feel like I'm a much more balanced person and business person and artist because I've learned a lot of things from him. But as far as the label situation, that's kind of something that's going to be changing, and something that I'll be announcing this year that will come alongside the album, and you'll see it in the next week or two, and it'll all start to make sense.
Okay, but Grand Hustle would still be involved in that label situation?
You'll have to wait.
Okay, and like you talked about a lot about your album. I know that when one of our guys spoke with you in LA, he said it's going to have a lot of electronical influences on it, and we hear you be singing on it as well. What's been the delay? Because there was some talk about the album coming out around the time Murder Business dropped. Like, what's been the process behind it? And
the thing about it, and I was talking actually about this earlier today, a lot of people I see in headlines and stuff all the time, words like setback or delay, there's not a setback or delay in my album because there was never a tentative date for it. I was going to sign to Interscope, and when that happened, there was a lot of pressure for me to come out with this album so that they could start making money off it and come out with this single, and the single was Murder Business, and obviously that deal turned to shit and I didn't sign it. And so when there was no deal, there was no pressure for me to put an album out, and if I had it my way, I wasn't ready to put one out. Just musically, I hadn't experimented enough and I didn't know what I would want to put on an album. I'm a new artist, and so that's really why I released so many mixtapes this year, not because I couldn't go to a label and find someone to release my project. I could do it in 5 fucking seconds. It's that I didn't know what I would want to put on an album and what I wanted to say, and I didn't feel confident enough to say the things that I really wanted to say. Do you ever feel like you want to say something but you're just scared to say it? And I just knew when I put my album out that I wanted people to know who I was, but I just wasn't ready all the way to just unapologetically say it. And so I had to go through the process of putting out music and doing trial and error last year and experimenting to now feel like I'm at the place to where I'm ready to put one out this year. And now that I am ready, I went and got my situation sorted out, and it'll be out before June. You'll see it, and because I'm ready to, but it's not setbacks or delays on me having this struggle to put this album out that nobody wants to put out as it's perceived to be. That's not what's happening here.
Okay. You know, you're considered to be part of the new breed of female hip hop. You know, yourself, the Azalea Banks and the Angel Hazes of the world. On the topic of those two in particular, do you hear about their kind of Twitter spat and what's your...
the world heard it.
Yeah, like, it definitely had, it reverberated quite a bit. What did you think about
that? You know what I think about Angel Hayes and Azalea Banks' fight, I don't really think anything about it. I don't know Angel Hayes, then I don't know Azalea Banks. So what is there for me to think? I don't think.
So 2012 was undoubtedly a big breakout year for you. You know, and there's a lot of buzz about you now. And I was coming here, I saw H&M, they kind of deemed you one of the hipsters to watch, or scenesters to watch this year. How do you plan to elevate brand Iggy in 2013?
It's hard for me to really tell you in words right now how I plan to elevate brand Iggy. I would be giving you a very vague answer, but I can say that everything any artist does, and I'm no exception, is planned to the T months beforehand, and from now until August I know exactly what's going to happen every single day, and what brands I have collaborations with, what modeling campaigns I'm doing, when my album's coming out, what my first single is, what my second single is, what viral videos I'm shooting, if I'm having sneakers, if I'm doing lipsticks. It's all already planned, and nobody need worry about anything. You'll all see when the time is right this year, but I'm very excited. I think this will be a year that I'm always going to remember, and I feel like 2013 is my breakout year. I feel like 2012 was just me kind of like, it's like when you come around high school, you know, when they show the kids around, they're like, this is where you'll be going next year, just so you don't get lost on your way to class. That's what 2012 was for me. It was just kind of like checking out the scene, and now I have an album out, and well, I will, and I'll have singles out by the end of the month, and you'll hear them, and I feel like 2013 is time for me to be a real artist, not a mixtape artist.
Cool. And rounding up now, a bit of a random question. An opportunity arises. This is like a role play, if you will.
Okay.
So an opportunity arises. You're in the studio, and in the other rooms are Lil Kim, Nicki Minaj, and Eve. If you had the opportunity to collaborate with just one, who would it be and why?
Well, what year is it?
2013.
If it's 2013, then of course I'm going to pick Nicki Minaj.
Okay.
And if it was 1997, I would totally go with Kim. And if it was 2003, it would be Eve.
Okay. And finally, what would Iggy Azalea like to achieve by January of 2014?
Oh, you know what? I hope that I have a successful album out, and I hope that I have put out a body of work that's made sense about who I am to the public, because right now I feel a bit misunderstood by everyone. I don't think people really know what I'm about, and I just hope there's no more misconceptions and that a bit of that mystery is gone. And I hope I don't have a failure album, to be honest. Who doesn't hope that? I hope I don't sell like 20 records. I hope I sell an amount enough that I can stick it on my wall in my lounge room or something and be proud of it.
We're sure you will. Iggy Azalea, thank you very much for your time. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Guys, and that's
talking to you guys.
Thank you.